why do you think the circumstances are right for a U.S. peace plan now?
So what we will be able to put together is a solution that we believe is a good starting point for the political issues, and then a outline for what economically can be done to help these people start living a better life. And the president chose to take his first trip to Saudi Arabia, and he thought that it was important because look, this has been stuck. This has been stuck for a long time. There hasn't been a lot of fresh ideas. There hasn't been any breakthroughs in a long time. And the reality is that the situation is getting more and more untenable. And so we didn't create a lot of the problems. I showed up here 2 years ago, but I was given the assignment of trying to find a solution between the two sides. And I think what we'll put forward is a framework that I think is realistic. It's based on, it's executionable, it's executable, and it's something that I do think will lead to both sides being much better off. And that was the way I approached it.
On Israeli annexation of territory in the West Bank, would you have a problem if this was done before the plan was presented? Have you told this to the Prime Minister?
So I have not discussed this with the Prime Minister, and I do hope that what will happen is as he forms his government, we've been giving him space to do that. I do imagine that once there is a government formed, we'll start engaging on this process, and we'll have a discussion. And I do hope that what we're doing, I said I hope both sides will take a real look at it, the Israeli side and the Palestinian side, before any unilateral steps are made, and I hope that they'll look at it and assess it and see if they do believe that this is a pathway for a better future.
So you and Jason Greenblatt have said...
I think that when we made the decision to recognize Jerusalem, the president asked, will this make your job easier or harder? And the answer I gave him was, I think short term it's probably harder because people will, be more reactive and emotional. They're not used to, a president that is keeping his word, taking tough decisions, and doing what he thinks is right in that regard. And so I said, this is going to be a different thing. I said, but long term, I think it helps because what we need to start doing is just recognizing truths. And I think that when we recognize Jerusalem, that is a truth. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and that would be part of any final agreement anyway. And I think. And I enjoy working for this president, but one of the things I admire is that he's not going to allow you to pretend like something's solved when it's not solved. His view is we should either solve it or we should admit that it's not solved and try to, really work hard at trying to put a solution for it. If you think about what the president's done to get out of the JCPOA, the Iran deal, I think we've tried to do everything we can to make sure that all of the different areas where they're being aggressive, whether it's Yemen, whether it's Syria, whether it's with Hamas, whether it's Hezbollah, to make sure that we limit their resources so that they're not able to export terror in the way that they have done. And the administration's been very clear with Iran is that we want to be able to work with Iran, but we want them to not be looking outward. Once they focus.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very well done. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your dinner.
Thank you. Please. Thank you.